Facts are facts. I lost my head. We blocked what was once and may yet again be Highway 49. Clooney parked the Tacoma crosswise, and he and I waited against a boulder. This was during a time of high philosophy. People you'd never expect spoke of meaning and recognized that it was a luxury the future might not afford. Clooney talked about once owning a fleet of rental vans. He said, "I'd like to go back and start them all in a big circle with the exhausts facing in and just smell the smell." He wore a safari jacket I wanted, but he filled it out as I never could have. He was handsome. In the middle of the road, Mojito pressed back his cuticles with a matchstick because he'd seen it in a movie. I was doing something. A puff of ginger arose to the south, down where the blacktop lost definition, a truck coming our way. Overgrown weeds blocked this peak, and whoever was inside the truck wouldn't see us until they drew close. Mojito crossed the road as if to hide, but then just stood there, sneezing. Clooney waved his arms. His jacket cuffs were rolled up and his lapels were crooked, this blonde, four-square weekender out of a catalog. It was a much bigger truck than ours, ominously polished, and it stopped 100 feet away. Clooney mimed welcoming laughter. By the time the driver thought to turn around, Mojito was standing in his rear view. The driver was a teenage boy. He was alone. Clooney smiled with half his mouth and waved him forward, and it was crazy to think this could work. Surely the boy would throw it into reverse and send Mojito scrambling. But such was Clooney's power. All that chrome advanced. The boy had his window down. At first he looked like a Cub Scout, but it turned out he was wearing a Union soldier's blueback uniform. And he said, "What?" "We don't like doing this," said Clooney, "but there's 3 of us and 1 of you, and I know you're only a kid, but things are tough enough, so why don't you come on out of there and hand over the keys? We'll drop you off at the next town." The boy said, "Move your fucking junker," and he honked his horn. Mojito jumped into the bed, and the truck rocked, and the boy's profile bobbed. Mojito rummaged up there beneath a plastic sheet. "You can check us," said Clooney. "We're not armed. Give us the keys and I guarantee nobody's getting hurt." "There's a tank back here," Mojito said. "Gas, maybe even diesel." "What's your name?" Clooney said. He'd come around to the driver's side door. "You want something to eat? We've got a bunch of snacks. Glad to share." He asked me, "What do we have?" I tried to remember. Packaged apple pies and unrefrigerated eggs and 10 different kinds of chips mysteriously left in a distributor's cardboard box on the side of the road. But I realized Clooney didn't want me to answer. He wanted me to check both directions to make sure no other cars were coming. It was a cool evening after a hot, boring day, and I had the fluffed-out, flannel feeling of nothing. Nothing happening, nothing would happen, which was ridiculous because things had done nothing but happen, but in those days it was still easy to trust a mood the way I'd always done. The boy's door made a newfangled, wrenching sound, and I stepped alongside Clooney, thinking I could help ease the boy's transition into captivity. Clooney said, "Come on down from there. Seriously, your parents must be and I felt a sizzle on one side of my jaw as the boy shot Clooney in the face. His face exploded. The boy's handgun turned my way. I truly didn't have a weapon. For a moment, Clooney tried to keep his balance, but he was dead. Chemical misinformation caused his arms to bend and his legs to surf. I saw Mojito coming down out of the bed, pointing his rifle at the boy and pulling the trigger, but nothing happened. I saw a parking permit glued to the inside of the windshield. I reached up into the pickup and grabbed the boy before he could shoot me, and I had him by his Union soldier's shirt, and I pulled him out of the truck and flung him onto the road, and the boy was light, and his gun went flying, and the boy landed shoulder and face first on the asphalt, and I stepped on his gun hand, and he yelled, and I saw Clooney's body fall over twitching a few feet away, and I picked up a big rock and smashed the boy's head 4, 5, 6 times, and the boy was a wet mess, and wasn't moving, and would never move again.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.